So I'm coming across a very common scenario right now, which is people that are either A, accumulating a lot of debt, but have a very low mortgage interest rate, or B, people that have all this equity tied up in their house. They also have a very low interest rate and they can't wrap their brain around selling and buying something new. So I wanted to bring up some points today to kind of help you guys start thinking about this. In scenario one, where you are starting to accumulate debt, but have a very low interest rate, you need to think about your interest rate as a total blended rate and not just this idea that it's completely separated, like your mortgage is completely separated from your auto and credit cards and student loans and everything else. We've gotten almost to this point now where if you bought a house before 2022, it's almost bragging rights on your interest rate, right? You're like, oh yeah, I got 2.875. And then your buddy's like, oh, I'm at 2.625. They almost think about it like credit scores, but that's not actually a practical way to think about it if you've accumulated any other debt. So here's a good example of this. Let's just stick on scenario A right now. Let's say you're somebody who owes a few $100,000 on your house. You have a bunch of equity in it because you bought before 2022. In this scenario, in the first few years of owning your house, it was tight like it is for most first-time home buyers. So you started living off a little bit of debt, and next thing you know, the debt starts getting more and more and more. And technically, you're in a better position with your overall net worth, meaning that you have, more total money than you do in debt. But every single month feels really tight because you don't have available cash flow. So in your mindset, you're like, I do not want to get rid of this mortgage debt. I'm here to tell you that in a lot of these circumstances, the math actually works out to do a cash out refi. You take your lower mortgage rate, you increase the mortgage rate, but you pay off all of the debt. Now you have excess money every single month. Then you can take a portion of that excess money and you can apply that portion into accelerating your mortgage. In a lot of these scenarios, the math actually works out favorable where you're saving more on interest than if you would have just kept your super low mortgage rate. That's scenario one. Scenario two is a lot of us as well that want to upgrade on houses, but we can't wrap our brain around going from a 2.875 rate to a 6 and a something rate, right? So a lot of us feel a little trapped because maybe we had another kid, maybe someone built next door to us and we just don't like the neighborhood, whatever the reason is. In a lot of these scenarios too, you have all this equity tied up, and again, you might have debt. So in this scenario, you could sell the house, pay off all of that debt, and now your total monthly payment, even when you upgrade, is either comparable to what you're paying now, under, or slightly more. A lot of us think it's like this insane jump. So I just wanted to get your guys' wheels turning on this. Of course, everybody's individual circumstances are going to vary. So if you ever want to run numbers with me, I'm here. Talk to you guys soon.